Hello and welcome to another BrikFam video.
Has this happened to anyone else? You have so much Lego that it actually spills out of the storage room you put it in? That's what's happened to me since the last update I've done, or the first ever update I've done. And I'm trying to figure out where I can add some storage. And then it dawned on me, that corner back there, I don't have a corner shelf in that area. Whereas on the other side, which I can't get to, does. So I bought some parts. I'm going to clear this out. I'm going to install the corner and see how it goes. As I said, I'm going to be doing something in this corner here. And the shelving units I use are called Ivars. They're from IKEA. They're basically these uprights here, which are different colors in this case. And like ladders with shelf pins that go into the holes. And I find them incredibly versatile. I mean, I store everything with Ivars. There's corner shelves, there's different depths, there's different lengths, widths, whatever. And in this case, I actually pre-measured that a corner shelf would fit in this area because I do have one back there. That's a corner unit. Very poor lighting, I'm sorry. But another corner unit will fit in this space here. And of course, once I have the corner unit, then I can swing around and I can attach another unit to the side of it. So let's see if I can go over here and demonstrate that. Yeah, so here's the corner unit, and then here's the left-hand side wing, and then the right-hand side wing there. And that's how the corner unit works. Of course, I made them back to back, so there's one here and there's a second one here. Corner unit will go over here and we'll swing around. Probably, not sure if it'd be a full-size shelf, and I mean in this width here, or a narrower one like this, because I still have to get into this side. Obviously, I don't have another corner there. I didn't expect to fill this up so quickly. I'm processing a little bit slower than I am acquiring, but who doesn't do that when they collect this stuff? All right, so I'll clear this out and we'll see if we can get the corner in there. And what started me on the road to clutter was this clone turbo tank. And I have T here to enlist to help me put it away. Snap your fingers, T. Excellent. Thank you very much, T. Now you can put it away. And I've enlisted the help of Señor McQ. Señor McQ helped me actually put a lot of this stuff in here. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
So right now we're going to be taking out this corner. You see all the bins and the Duplo parts and all the boxes up there and the shelf beside you. So all of that is going to be pulled out so that I can put a new set of Ivar corner shelves and maybe a shelf around the corner, maybe this one. I have taller frames, so I'll be able to get right up to the ceiling.
Okay.
So I brought my shop light in so that we can actually see what we're doing. And yeah, so all this stuff here is going to be moved out so we have the room to work. And then we're going to put it all back in again. You ready?
Yes.
All right. And we're ready to start pulling out the corner. Got the shelf out of the way. It's all ready to go. Now, that whole corner there, all of those same colored bins, plus the two on top, all of those were bought from the same person. That was the entire collection the person had. And it actually turned out to be, I think, 5 garbage bags or something like that I ended up getting home because the person wanted to keep their original bins. So it was quite nasty. The Duplo buses and fire engines, actually most of those contain Duplo. I found actually the top 2 are empty, which is kind of a disappointment because that was a waste of volume. But anyway, let's get on to pulling these out so we can get that corner shelf in there. So snap your fingers. And here we have the shelves all set up. We're just going to start filling them in and seeing how everything fits, but this is going to be a lot more space than it was before. Señor McQ, thank you very much. That was well done. Let's take a good look here. Just going to move my tripod out of the way because I had to, use the tripod to capture the magic. Yeah, so this is the corner now. It's all, I miscalculated. I needed one more shelf in the corner. But other than that, it's basically there. And those original blue bins there, I kind of have them stacked over there because they didn't fit in the vertical shelf here. That's probably a good thing because this vertical shelf is full again. But at the same time, it's not really that hard to move them and just drag them out. Maybe I'll get a rolling dolly, put them on that. That'll be it. The other thing you didn't see in the intro here was that this side was all clogged up too. And I took a lot of the stuff out of here, which was all over the floor here. This whole floor area was covered. And I put it in the corner there as well. So this is all nicely opened up as well. Very happy about this. Everything is more or less fully accessible now again. I'm quite pleased with the results. And just so anybody's asking, these are Ivar shelves from IKEA. And what it is 2 ladder uprights here. And then you have pins in the holes. And you put the shelves on the pins. And they're remarkably sturdy. They're a little bit of a pain to originally set up. Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
You have to put the cross braces on and make sure it's all level and straight and everything.
Yeah.
And then once you have all that though, they kind of assemble themselves once you get the top and bottom kind of set up. But yeah, you can make it so that there's almost no gap between items. And it's, the pins are so close together that you can pretty much get any spacing you want. And in the bottom here, we had to shim it up a little bit because I have a change in floor height. This is actually a basement. And this being a basement, I want to put a nice floor covering, but I kind of ran out of material. Or time, or I don't remember which one it was. Maybe both. And so there's still the original concrete down there, but this is a nice warmer floor with the plywood. And instead of dry core, I just made my own. I put down some Delta. And then I put some plywood down and put 2 layers laminated together so that they wouldn't flex too much. And I can put whatever flooring I want on here. But that's for another video, another time. And I have some expansion room when I get that last shelf in here. A lot of these are packages for hauls that I'm going to be doing. And, individual sets and so on. I have a bag of poly bags up there. Empty containers. I'd like to keep the empty stuff at the top where who's going to go up there, right? So
No
are you
one.
going to go up there?
No.
No, okay.
No one would.
No one really goes up there. I mean, so yeah, that pretty much covers it. And thank you very much, Señor McQ.
Yeah.
We spent what, 10-15 seconds on this?
Yeah.
That's about right, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now that the storage room is essentially completed, I have this small area just outside of it. That's what I use to put my non-Lego pieces that I find in bins. I think I should go through this and just get rid of it, and I'll have this extra space right here in the hallway just outside the room. And I need a place to put these Lego books that the kids have collected. This is another Lego haul. I probably should take care of that later. And of course I'm starting to fill up again, so it's not very long before things get out of hand. I really need to get that extra shelf in there. All of this storage work got me to thinking, what is the real cost of the Lego hobby? I mean, there's the purchase of the Lego itself. There's the storage of the Lego, so you're taking up space in your house or wherever you're putting it. There's the workstation area. There's, covering the cost of utilities to heat and cool the place, the storage you're losing to other things. And so at first I thought, okay, it's not that bad, but then I sat down and tallied it. And so I mentioned as I used the IKEA system, the Ivar system, and it's made up of uprights and shelves with cross braces and pins for the shelves. Now the pins you can get from IKEA for free, so I'm not going to count those. But I have the list here in front of me, and essentially there's 2 sizes that I use, the 89-inch size and the 70-inch size. And the wide and the narrow shelves that fit both of those uprights. And then I have the corners and the corner posts associated with that. And then we have the cross braces that holds it all together. So I looked through this and the numbers surprised me considerably. So for example, the 89 inches tall uprights, in the wide size, I have 15 of those in the 3 rooms that I use. The narrow ones, I have 17. And then I have 6 posts. And in the 70-inch size, I have 5 wides and 9 narrows. So right there, we're looking at, what is that, 20, 30, 40, about 50 uprights in that one category. In the shelves, it's even more surprising. So, for example, the 33-inch wide shelves in the deep size, I have 47 of those in total, and most of them are in my storage room, if you've seen. So even more surprising is the shallower shelves, but that are wide. I have 60 in total of those, and so we're looking at over 100 shelves right there. In the narrower, smaller shelves, there's the wide and narrow. I have 14 and 39 of those. We're looking at 16 corners that are the large size, which is what I just installed in this video. I have 16 of those shelves, and I have 19 of the smaller version of those corner shelves. There's also something IKEA doesn't make anymore, which is the conversion shelf from the wide to the narrow uprights, and I have 15 of those shelves that can combine those two things. Add 21 cross braces and 2 drawers, and you have an astounding amount of storage. And this doesn't even include storage bins, the plastic bins that we buy, the drawers that we get for the individual parts, the little Ziploc bags that we use, the tables that we buy, the chairs that we're using, the lighting that we supply. I mean, these things add up. I mean, it's not just the cost of the product, it's the supporting cost that we're using to enjoy it. And in particular, my children, they have a dedicated room. There's a separate table for them. They have their own shelving in there. There's a bunch of chairs for them as well. There's, we do heavy investment in terms of finances, but is it worth it? Is it something that has a return on investment? To me, the answer is yes. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't find enjoyment in it, but I also wouldn't be doing it if I didn't find some sort of satisfaction in the investment, in the value that I'm getting out of it. And I think my children will agree with that. Now, that being said, I mean, it's an expensive hobby. There's no two ways about it. It balloons up very quickly. You can spend hundreds of dollars on a single set. You can buy glass or acrylic cases for them. You can get dedicated display shelving, curios, things like that. The costs are almost endless. In particular, as I mentioned, the parts for the Ivar shelves that I've been using, I tallied up the total. And if I were to pay full retail for these, not that I did, because I never pay full retail, we're looking at over $4,000 for these Ivar parts. I got it for way less than half of that, I'm sure, but of course over many years. I got them used, I went to garage sales, things like that. Some of the pieces I got for almost nothing. In fact, the first set of Ivars I found on the side of the road. That kind of what started me on the Ivar idea at all. As you may have guessed, I like to do things on the cheap. I rarely buy anything at full price, including Lego itself. Most of the time I buy it at half off. I keep costs down by waiting for them to go on sale. I don't buy them on the day of release, for example, or I'll find them used on the local classified, or try to find them in a bin somewhere where somebody's getting rid of everything they have. The initial outlay may be $100, $200, $300, but I'll get $1,000 worth of sets in there after a little bit of work and some detective activity. The main issue that I experience, and probably everybody experiences when you get into this for any amount of time, is the amount of space that it takes up. Whether it's the actual parts, sorting the parts into a way that you can use them, the boxes, the instructions, whatever it is that you may have or you may retain, that takes up room. And as I mentioned, I have 3 rooms. I have this kind of studio room where I do my work. I have the storage room, which you've already seen at the beginning of this video, and then I have the children's playroom where everything ends up, more or less. Now there is some return when the kids are done with it. I take it back. I repack it and so on. But that's with the space. I mean, I don't know what the floor area is of all 3 rooms. I don't know what percentage that is. I would say less than 10%. I would hope so. My wife might disagree with that. And it's a real concern, because if I wanted to expand into, say, building a Lego city, doing anything in a display area, they're going to have to lose some more space to that. And that's where the true cost really is that can you have that much Lego that you're tripping over it, that it becomes a part of every room in your house? And I think that's possible. Now I try to keep it down to the 3 rooms. There are some places where they'll spill over. For example, I have done dining room videos, and we use the larger table where it's more accessible for me to film. And we used to do things in the dining room before I dedicated that other room there where they have it now, where I used to do my work in there. So I kind of added the basement area. That was something I did in 2020 when we had the time and the extra time. And so I'm quite pleased with the way things are going. Although I'm finding again, as you've seen in this video, that the space is always an issue. I may have to start cutting back on something. But in the meantime, I thank you for your viewership. The BrikFam welcomes your comments. And this is Meister Dad signing off.